Hey guys, welcome back to Skyrim. So this episode is going to be, I don't know, I'm not sure how long it's going to be, but what I do know is that at some point, either in this episode or one of the later ones, we're going to be getting yet another set of armor. It is added through mods, but we're going to give this armor to Inigo unless the armor that comes with the mod I've installed is actually light armor. Then we will be giving that armor to Inigo. That's not what I meant to do. Hold on. So we go to magic. Oh yeah, also there's a mod about visible favorited gears. So I'm gonna favorite that, and then we're gonna turn on. Yeah, look, see, and then it, all of our favorited stuff shows up on our character. Okay, we have some time. Where is that tower you saw in your vision again?
The tower is a short hike from Dawnstar. It is called Snow Point Beacon. It is nothing special from what I remember, but I think it is close to the source of these embarrassing episodes.
I see. Alright, Inigo, let's get going.
Thank you, my friend. I will mark Snow Point Beacon on your trusty map. Let us go.
Yeah, I'd rather go sooner than later.
Rustlife, I've been wondering. Maybe after the baby is born, we should move to Hammerfell.
Hammerfell? I'm not against the idea, but why?
I'm just worried about raising a child in the middle of this war of yours.
War of mine? It's not my war, Sarah.
Your people's war, I mean. The Nords. What kind of life would we be giving our little one if we stayed here?
Well, let me think about it.
Okay, I'm gonna need that tanning rack, though, buddy. Looking stylish. Okay. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this cloak is going to offer the slightest bit of warmth. It's not gonna do much, though.
Yes?
Sorry, child. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to go up this way. This is going to be a very tough journey, considering we've never really traveled in the snow before, so I'm not sure what to expect. Matter of fact, we're gonna take out a torch. Who's this a shrine to? Xerxes? It looks like Xerxes. No. Sirabane. Corellius. Let's read his journal. Okay, he was a mage from the looks of it. 30th of Sun's Dusk, 4th Era, 199. I can see the little town of Winterhold in the distance. Tomorrow, my new life starts, and a new archmage is born. No one on the whole of Aridon believed me. They said I was untalented, inept, magically stunted. I was condemned to a life as a mere blacksmith among mortals. But soon I will show them what I am truly capable of. The arcane power of my great-great-grandfather flows through my veins, whispering to claim this pathetic world as of my own. First of Morningstar, 4th Era, 199. This can't be happening. The witch rejected me because I couldn't cast the fire spell they wanted. I was exhausted, nervous. It was cold as oblivion, and my robe was too big, but she didn't care about any of it and sent me away. 9 years of hope and preparation, cast aside just like that. As I left Winterhold, I swear I could hear the locals laughing at me. Oh, how they laughed. They will cry soon enough, once I figure out how this stupid fire spell. 3rd of Morningstar, 4th Era, 199. Only a higher power can help me now. I learned there is an ancient shrine to Sirabane, the apprentice's god, on a mountain near Winterhold. He will help me pass this inane test. The guard warned me that if I wouldn't have enough food to make the trek, but either I come back a mage capable of summoning his own food, or I am not coming back. 7th of Morningstar, 4th Era, 199. The shrine lies silent, no matter what invocations I try. Still, I manage to kill a snow hare and cook it with my fire magic. You see that, Feralda? Do you see this? I did this. I can cast your stupid fire spell. 19th of Morning Star, 4th era 199. The hares, nothing I cast works anymore. They're all over the peak, just out of reach. All I need to do is summon up some flames, kill them, and eat their soft, tender flesh. 26th of Morning Star, 4th era 199. The raving beast of hunger is devouring my thoughts, and still Sirabane remains deaf to my prayers and sacrifices. There's only one sacrifice left to try, the greatest of all. But perhaps this is what Sirabane wants, to teach me himself, become his apprentice among the stars. Perhaps this is all a test, to challenge my willpower and belief in my magical talents. This must be it. Oh, what a fool I was to occupy myself with the mortal arcana. But now I know. I heed your call, Sirabane. Sirabane! So, I don't want to be rude, but, how'd it go? Bonk! I told you! Why did you make me do that? Okay, we are gonna take the arrows, though. I do need those. Damn, Inigo looks so good in that armor. He looks fire, like he's a knight.
Dreams these lands were not half as hostile.
Alright. Well. What's up, Inigo? Oh.
Okay, this is Snowpoint Beacon.
Yes.
Next, we need to find the wooden posts I saw. They must be close.
Do you have any clues?
In my vision, the posts were worn and weather-beaten. According to my nose, all the wood here seems to have been cut fairly recently. I can also smell stone, and ice, and you, and... Wait, I can smell old timber. This way, my friend.
Okay, alright. Hold on one sec. I'm gonna loot this chest before we go.
The source of my mind vibrations is east of here. I am sure of it.
I see.
The cabin must be nearby. These are the posts from my vision. Come on, let's follow them.
I understand. Do you have any new flashes?
No, but we are on the right path. I am glad you are by my side. Let us push on. Mind vibrations. The source is at the top of these steps. I can feel it.
I see. Alright, come on, buddy. Let's go.
Thank the gods. I am not crazy. There it is. The cabin I saw. My friend, I bet you 100 septims the door is locked tight. I think I have a solution, though.
What's your plan?
During one of my painful episodes, I said, "It is under the rug." Remember? Give me a moment. Yes, here it is, a key. Back home, my mother used to keep a spare in the same place. Why don't you do the honors? My hands are uncharacteristically shaky for some reason.
I'm ready when you are.
Okay, let us see what is inside.
Okay, we're inside. We're in Langley's cabin.
Is that a picture of me? What is this place? Let us look around.
Hang on, before we talk to the obvious guy on the bed over there, I need to pray. Oh, I've lost favor. It's not too bad. Hey, wake up.
Oh my, you're here. I was beginning to lose hope.
Uh, before I agree to help you with anything, I want some answers.
What? No, not you, you obstreperous orc. Him. Get out of the way. Inigo? Is it really you? Or am I dreaming? That is my name, and let me tell you this. If you insult my friend again, I will be forced to harm you. Do we have an understanding? My apologies.
Jesus.
I am often too terse for my own good. I mean nothing by it, I assure you. Okay, my friend here is the legendary Dragonborn. He deserves your respect.
I haven't even done anything.
I see. Well, I'm sure you make quite the team, Inigo, but it's you who I've been seeking all these years. I'm so glad you're still alive. Who are you? Why have you been seeking me? My name is Langley. Langley Longseer to some. Dear boy, I have much to tell you. How did you find me? I started to get brief, painful visions a while ago. They showed me flashes of this place. And you. I also felt a nasty tugging sensation. Ha! The spell works. Not quite as was intended, but it got you here in the end. I was about ready to string that conjuration mage up by his toes. You summoned me? I have to tell you, your spell needs work. I've been trying to locate you for quite some time. I even traveled to Riverhold. I found your parents shortly after they died, God's rest their souls. Oh dear, you do know about that, don't you? They were killed protecting a trading caravan. I heard. You were there? Yes. I am so sorry for your loss. For all your losses. In a way, I've been traveling with you. Just a step behind. Did my mother and father die well? They met their end with dignity. I was the one who found them, and I made sure they had a fine burial. They died holding hands. Why were you there? Were you looking for me even then? I had hoped they could lead me to you. I continued to track you for years. Then the trail went cold after I found your brother. You found Fergus? How? Have you always been hiding in my past, haunting every step I take? Why? I do not know you. What do you want from me? I have come to know you very well. I am your friend, Inigo. Perhaps the greatest friend you have. We are destined to work together. I already have the only friend I need. You don't understand. There's a great evil coming. I don't know when exactly, but it is close. I've seen it in my dreams. You are there too. You are the champion destined to destroy the Doomstrider. What are you talking about? The Doomstrider? Yes, the very avatar of destruction and death. The demon that has plagued my dreams for decades. I need to sit down. Take a seat, rest, and I'll tell you all I know. I've been keeping a note of everything. I am sorry, my friend. I need a moment. My legs are a little wobbly all of a sudden. Go and sit down. It is a lot to take in, I know. Make no mistake, Inigo. You are safe here. You both are. Inigo and I have much to discuss. I don't wish to be rude, but perhaps it's best if you leave us to it for a bit. In fact, if you could do something for me, I'd be most grateful.
Well, I mean, what do you need?
Eggs.
Huh?
Eggs! You know, birds lay them. Snow thrush eggs, to be precise. 6 should do the trick. They often boost my visions, allowing me to see further into the future. If Inigo is here, Then maybe the Doomstrider is finally preparing to strike. We must be ready.
Alright then. Wait, hold on. You know what? I don't appreciate your rudeness earlier.
I don't appreciate your inability to pay attention. I already apologized for my initial greeting. It is not my fault you weren't listening.
I was listening. Your tone carries more hostility than your actual words.
I can't help that. Emotional honesty has always been my greatest weakness. I have a fiery temperament I can't always control. Anyway, we're wasting time. I need to talk to Inigo, and you, if you would be so kind, need to find those eggs.
Fine, I'll get your goddamn eggs.
Search up high, and try not to fall off anything.
I don't like this guy. Okay, buddy. Hold on, before we go out there. What's this? What's that? What's it? Why the page is sticky? Explain that. Sorry, I got a little upset. Okay. Before I talk to him again, I am gonna get like 12 hours of sleep. Because I need sleep. Here you go.
What? I didn't need eggs. I just needed you out of the house for a bit so we could talk. Keep them. Turn them into an omelette for all I care. Anyway, Inigo and I have had a bit of a chat, and he's persuaded me that you can be trusted. It seems we three are in this together. I've given him my notes, and I'm sure he'll let you read through everything. If you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. Maybe you should talk to Inigo first, though.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Alright, what's up, Inigo?
Good job getting those eggs, my friend. This Langley fellow may be a bit rude and gruff, but he's on our side. He gave me these. He found my father's journal, can you believe it? He also gave me 2 books he's written about his search for me. They contain a lot of information about how important I am. They are very good books, but also sad. Apparently, I have my own prophecy. If you want to hear more about it, I'll tell you what I know. Langley says we are going to save the world. That is, of course, unless you think we have something better to do.
Well, how does your head feel?
It is still a little tender. Oh, that reminds me. You should ask Langley about the summon spell that has been causing my mind vibrations. He has a spare copy. Maybe he will let you give it a go. My mind is not keen on the idea, but I think a spell like that could be useful, my friend.
Tell me a little bit about your prophecy.
I will tell you what I know.
So, like, what exactly is this prophecy?
Okay, the Inigo prophecy. Somewhere out there in the world, there is a very nasty being gathering its strength. If left unchecked, it will grow until its evil influence burns away all that is good in this world. It has appeared in Langley's dreams for many years. Often as a gigantic figure striding through the land, leaving nothing but pain, anguish, and death in its wake. He calls it the Doomstrider. In the same dream, he sometimes sees a handsome blue Khajiit defeat the menace with his help. He calls this fellow the Champion. That is me, my friend. Much of Langley's prophecy is hazy, and he says that sometimes his dreams show more than one possible outcome. But now he and I have finally met, he believes we stand a good chance of preventing much suffering.
Alright. I don't want to be rude. I don't care much about Langley. I'll ask him later, though. Maybe in, like, a future episode. But, what happens next?
We wait for Langley to receive more information either from his sources or his dreams. When he hears something new, he will let us know.
How's he gonna contact us?
He will use the summon spell to vibrate my mind again. My mind is not looking forward to it.
Fair enough. Alright. I think that's all I need to know for now.
Okay.
Alright, hold on.
Okay, let us get back to it.
Okay, you are still following me. Langley, get up. Can I ask you something?
If you must.
I want to know a little bit more about the Summon Inigo spell.
It's rubbish. Tosh. Hardly works at all. All it seems to do is give poor Inigo vague directions to the summoner. And a headache.
I mean, have you ever considered the idea that maybe you're doing it wrong?
I followed the instructions dutifully. There's no reason it shouldn't work. No one knows Inigo better than I do.
Wait, what does that have to do with anything?
The conjuration mage who created the spell told me that as long as I was Inigo's true friend, I should be able to get it to work. It's clearly broken. I'm the greatest ally Inigo has.
Well, I mean, Inigo and I know each other pretty well.
Oh, I'm sure you know him a little, but I've been studying him for decades. No, if the spell doesn't work for me, it won't work for anyone. Isn't that right, Inigo?
I think you should let him try it.
Exactly. What? Why?
Langley, I am sure we are great allies in the making, but my friend here and I have a more immediate bond.
What do you mean? Oh, I didn't realize you were an item.
Oh my god.
Not that kind of bond. We have traveled together. We have enjoyed sharing our views on many subjects. We have fought bravely side by side. I have placed my life in his hands. What I'm trying to say is, we are friends. Go on, hand over a copy of the spell. I am the only one who will suffer if it goes wrong.
I see. I won't argue with you, even though it's a waste of time. I will do as you ask.
Thank you. What is the worst that can happen?
You don't want to know. If we're going to do this, we must be scientific. Inigo, you stay here, and your friend and I will go outside. Once we're on the path, I'll give you the spell, and you can try unsuccessfully to teleport Inigo to us. Stare vacantly if you understand.
Oh my...
Good luck, my friend. I will wait and brace myself.
Okay, you can quit the vacant gazing routine now. Come on. We should head outside and get this over with.
Okay. Okay. Just want to be an asshole. I'm taking all your stuff. And I'm gonna do some alchemy in your house.
Right, let's get started. Here is the spell.
Okay. Yeah, I got the spell. And watch this. Small no what is this? Oh. Yeah, we don't need that. Didn't want to do that.
Inconceivable! Just you wait, I bet your hands explode when you cast it.
Huh, watch me. Look, see? Go into magic, conjuration. Wonder if I should use bound weapons at any point. I'll think about it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna favorite this. Oh, look. Oh.
It worked! I am outside!
I don't know what to say.
Let us test its range. Try to place me farther away. Do it again. That felt good.
See?
My friend, that was wonderful. Did you see? One moment I was inside, casually not tasting Langley's cooking, then whoosh! I saw your face, and I was out here. It was amazing.
How does it feel?
It feels good. No mind vibrations at all. It is like a brief, warm embrace, followed by a pleasant, floaty sensation. There is something else.
What?
When you summoned me, I felt like I had a choice. That I could choose not to go if I didn't want to. This is a fantastic tool, my friend. I knew you could do it. You are outstanding.
Observation. The subject seems to be physically unaffected by the spell. He is, however, exhibiting poor character judgment.
You are a funny fellow, Langley. Poor character judgment, my tale. My friend here did a fantastic job getting the spell to work.
Note, the subject is clearly delusional.
Oh my god.
The subject does not sound nearly as good as the champion. Did I offend you in some way? I hope not. Without you, we never would have gained such a wonderful spell. I hope you know we are grateful for all you have done.
It's not you, Inigo. It's him. The spell shouldn't work with just anyone. It was supposed to form a link between us. This idiot broke it.
I think that maybe the spell works because of the link my friend and I already share. You should not take it personally. We three are a team now. We need each other and should not be fighting amongst ourselves.
You and I are a team? All this moron can do is collect eggs. How useful is that going to be when we take on the Doomstrider?
That is only one of my friend's many talents. Trust me, you could not wish for a more worthy ally.
We shall see. I hope you're right. I'm getting cold. I think I'll head inside. Feel free to make yourself at home and stay as long as you like. When you leave, I'll be sure to contact you with my lesser version of the spell if I hear anything new.
Thank you, Langley. I am glad we finally met.
I am too. I can see you're every bit the champion this world needs. I'll see you soon. I'm sorry if I spoke out of turn earlier. I'm sure you don't mean to be annoying.
You know, Inigo's right. I'm gonna accept your apology. We really should be trying to get along, rather than fighting.
Yes, I agree. Please don't take anything I say to heart. I know I can be insufferable at times. Right. Goodbye for now.
I am glad you are giving Langley a chance, my friend. I believe he means well, even if he is not very good at showing it.
Look, okay, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I wanted to hit him so bad, dude.
I do not blame you. He is quite a character. But accepting his apology helped smooth things over, I think. Anyway, we solved the mystery of my vibrating brain, and you got a powerful new spell. A spell they do not teach at any college, I'll wager.
No, I don't think so.
I am still trying to digest everything Langley told me. There is a lot to sort through. For now, we get on with our lives until he contacts us again. I have a feeling we are at the beginning of a fantastic adventure, my friend.
Me too, Inigo. Check how much time I've been recording for. One sec. Not only do we have to get back down to, what's it? Not only do we have to get back down to, Dawnstar, but we also have to get back to somewhere warmer. Do you want to relax here for a little bit?
Why not? Let me know when you are ready to move on.
Alright.
He's trying to help us.
Everyone, please. I'm doing what I can to end these nightmares.
God, poor guy. Look at this man. He's so skinny.
All I ask is you remain strong and put your
Look at
trust
his
in
skinny
Lady
butt. Oh,
Mara.
okay.
I will. Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna sit down and read some of Inigo's character. Okay. I think we should start with his journal. Inigo's journal. It's gonna be hard for me to do his voice. Entry 1. Today I had to kill Felix with his own damned sword. Fool attacked me. He was planning to murder me for the last of the skooma. He did not ask, nor did not inquire. He just burst into my room with a shriek and started slicing. Poor wretch had been clean for days. He got me in the leg before I could finish him. A little extra skooma will take the edge off the pain tonight, selling the rest tomorrow. I am done with this stuff. Entry 2. I am missing Felix today. Shame I had to kill him. Could not find a buyer for the stuff, but I did meet a fancy man called Dupan at the docks earlier. He said he has a job for me and that it is well paid. I will be working with another mercenary. I hope whoever it is respects my property. I am to meet Dupan and my new partner next week in Skyrim. I always knew destiny would bring me back there. Entry 3. Sometimes I hear Felix talking to me even though I know he is dead. He blames me for killing him. I blame him for being a bloody skooma addict. Entry 4. He is back again, whispering from the shadows. You did not have to murder me, Inigo. Shut up. You should have listened to me, Inigo. Shut up, Felix. Stop haunting me. I was clean for days, Inigo. It is you who is the addict. Quiet. Please be quiet. I was not going to kill you, Inigo. I was going to help you. No, you lie. You were a skooma head. You stole from me more than once to feed your habit. A habit we share, Inigo. Entry 5. The skooma is all gone. It was the only thing keeping Felix quiet. I need to get more before the big job. Am I an addict? Felix, leave me be. I am sorry. Entry 6. Lucky me. I found a deal this morning before I meet my new companion. It is not good stuff, and I only had enough gold to buy a little, but it will have to do. Entry 7. My partner seems likely enough. We can certainly get the job done, that is for sure. We got into a bit of a scuffle with some thugs, and, well, I am glad I was not one of them. I think we will make a good team. The air is so fresh here. This land is very beautiful. My new friend is off catching dinner. Felix has been quiet all day. Entry 8. We met up with Dupan and his sister today. Yes, he has a sister. A very pretty lady indeed. It turns out that Dupan has 2 brothers as well. We are to track and kill them both. Dupan is the youngest, but he feels he is more deserving of their father's inheritance. He says all they do is drink and fight and dirty the family name. We are going to be paid very well for this. My companion wants to buy a house with the takings. All I can think about is skooma. Dupan says that if only one of us makes it back, the survivor will get a full reward. What a thing to say! Now we will be watching our backs when we should be protecting each other. Entry 9. We set off at dawn, heading north. We should get to the first keep in a few days. My partner and I shared many stories, and even sang a little as we traveled. I think we are becoming friends. I used the last of the skooma today. Oh, what I would do to never have this worry and want again. Entry 10. Felix is back, but quieter than before. Maybe I can kick the habit this time. I have good company and the gold on the way. We were attacked by a pack of ugly wolves this afternoon. My friend took care of most of them, but I got 2. I think we can trust each other. What a powerful ally I have made. My hands have begun to shake a little, but I will suffer it. Hush now, Felix, hush. Entry 11. Brother 1 is no more. He was an evil piece of work, but stupid as a rock. He did not seem to notice half his men were dead until I put my dagger to his throat. We found a poor servant girl tied up in his bedchamber. We released her and the other servants before we burned the place to the ground. As long as word doesn't reach the next brother before we do, all will be well. I am very sick. My new friend knows something is up. On the upside, Felix has been quiet all day. Entry 12. I have decided to go back on the skooma as soon as possible. It is only a problem when I don't have it. With my share of the reward, I will not have to worry about wanting it for 10 years, maybe more. My companion has grown less talkative. I am ill on my feet. I am ill, but on my feet. My mood swings, sweats. I fear my friend is growing wary of me. I may wake up dead tomorrow. It is a relief. It may be a relief. Felix is gone, I think. Entry 13. I was not killed in the night. My companion is packing up our camp. I am too weak, but we are about to take on brother number 2. But hardly a word passes between us. If only one of us returns, the reward is double. This is what my friend is thinking. I could not defend myself in this state. I must make the first move. I must put some distance between us and use my bow from cover. I am a wretch and a fool, but I will not die today. If I do this right, I will not have to worry about wanting for 20 years, maybe more. Oh, wow. I don't know who's the Khajiit and who's the Argonian. I'm gonna say this is the Argonian. Entry 1. That's it, done. Leah and I are retired. No more contracts, no more blades in the dark, and no more sneaking about. Leah says I'll soon grow tired of a normal life, but I'm not sure. I think I've seen all the death I care to. Now it's time to settle down and spend some of the gold we've saved. So meet the new us. Just an honest couple doing honest work. Huh, that's kind of sweet. And I was right. Da Vinci was the Argonian. Entry 2. We've just bought a house in Riverhold. Life is good here. It's peaceful enough and quiet, and quite pretty in its own way. Most of the locals are pleasant and far more accepting than we were expecting. It's a very cosmopolitan place, with all the border trading that goes on. No one seems to mind the idea of an Argonian Khajiit living together. Our new home is next door to the town orphanage, and Leah keeps bringing it up in conversation. She wants a family. I'll be honest, the idea terrifies me. It is possible that a trained couple of assassins like us could be good parents? I don't know. Entry 3. I am working a local mine. Leah just got a job at the orphanage. We went there yesterday. I think I'm going to be a father. We saw 2 little Khajiit boys that just melted our hearts. They are supposedly twins, but one is golden and the other has an unusual shade of blue fur. Seeing Leah with the boys, I don't know. It just felt right. We discussed adopting them all night. She said that if it was only down to her, she'd go and collect them now. I told Leah I had to think about it, but I'm fairly sure my mind is made up. She's going to be an amazing mother. I love her more than words can say, and deny her nothing. I'll lock up our weapons in the basement and get to work on making a spare room baby-proof. Aww, that's so cute. Entry 4. We are now proud parents. We've named the boys Fergus and Inigo after our favorite former guildmates. The woman at the orphanage told us the little she knew of their past. A soldier found Inigo and Fergus in an abandoned shack about 50 miles from here. He heard them crying and as he took shelter and discovered the boys wrapped in linen rags, half hidden in a pile of straw. The boys had a letter tucked between them. It was from their birth mother. We were shown the letter, but it was ragged and torn. So I asked if I could make a copy for posterity. It reads, okay, hold on. I gotta do it in a Khajiit voice here. Atala hopes you have found her children safe. They are twins, born only minutes apart. Though as you can see, they are unalike. What had made a pleasant day began to darken as at the time of their birth, and I heard much wailing and commotion outside my tent. My first son then came, but by the time his little brother had entered the world, the sky outside was like night. I held them in my arms, and it was as if their cries brought back the sun, for in the darkness lifted, and the voices outside rejoiced. I smiled and wondered if a third moon had appeared during my labor, as such a thing is said to signal the arrival of a main. Wistful Atla, stupid Atla, cursed Atla. There had been no third moon, only darkness. A few weeks later, my youngest sprouted his first blue hair, and his fate was decided. It has been nearly 100 years since the last bad moon omen, but upon seeing that the tiny blue strand of our elder recognized its meaning, the village would suffer greatly unless my baby was put to death. Alas, Allah could not allow it. I can no longer trust the father of my children. The moons hold greater sway over his heart than we do. Our situation fills him with great sadness, but he is elder born and wishes to appease Maser and Secunda above all else. The night before the sacrifice, I heard a woman's voice speak, though no woman could be seen. The voice was fair but commanding. It said, Ronatla, the way is clear. Take your babies and flee. I bundled up my little ones and snuck away into the desert. I traveled many miles, but my people are tracking us, and they grow close. They will have blood one way or another. I would rather it were mine. Earlier, the woman's voice spoke up again inside my mind. She said I must go now and draw our pursuers away from this place. She said my children will be found here by one who can help them. As strange as it sounds, I believe her. Please take my darlings to safety, and when they are old enough to understand, tell them that Allah loves them still. Leah says, okay, real quick. Now we're back to Da Vinci. Leah says that she has never heard of such barbarically pious tribe in her homeland, but the existence of such people does not surprise her. There are stories forgotten settlements that still thrive in isolation among the shifting sands. Allah must have hailed from such a place. Her plan worked, and now her boys are safe and loved. Leah and I will do our utmost to give them the best of everything. When they are old enough, we will tell the boys about their mother and what she endured to save their lives. It is a sad tale, and I am not sure if we will ever tell them absolutely everything. That is a worry for another day. Here and now, they are happy and they make us happy. Long may it last. Entry 5. Leah and I are back from a job. I know. We're retired, but it was good to flex those old muscles again. And it was only a group of outlaws. The thugs had been terrorizing a village a few miles away, so we waited until dark, left the boys at the orphanage with one of Leah's co-workers, tooled up, and took care of business. By the hist, it felt so good. I must admit, my armor is getting a little snug, but it seems Leah and I are as good a team as ever. I love her so much. When we returned to the orphanage, Leah's friend led us to the basement where Inigo and Fergus were chasing spiders. They looked so adorable, I had to draw them. God, that's adorable. Okay. Entry 6. We've decided to teach the boys how to handle themselves. I'm sure many would say they are too young for weapons, but it's a harsh world out there, and we both agree that they'll be better off with a little training. Inigo instantly took a shine to archery, while Fergus seems to favor the sword. They both show great aptitude even at such a young age. I am a very proud father. Fergus is already turning into a determined and thoughtful boy. Inigo has amazing reflexes and a sense of the absurd that often has the rest of us laughing, even when we shouldn't be. Most importantly, the boys are fiercely loyal. They often fight and squabble, but at the slightest hint of danger, they unflinchingly stand up for one another. When I'm down the mine, the boys spend most of their days at the orphanage with Leah. It's sad, but you could say they never really left. Well, I see no harm, and they often cheer up the other children. Entry 7. Poor Inigo had a bit of trouble at the market today. Some local boys and girls were making fun of him because of his blue fur. Little hooligans. If he'd had his bow with him, I think he would have taught them a thing or two. If Fergus had been there, things would have gotten ugly. We don't want either of the boys seriously hurting anyone, so Leah showed them a few hand-to-hand tricks, just in case things get rough. We adults often forget what a battleground childhood can be. I spoke to the parents of the boy who instigated the bullying. The father said his son wasn't responsible and called me a filthy lizard. Maybe this town isn't as open-minded as we first thought. Entry 8. Leah discovered Fergus and Inigo playing with our most precious weapons today. I had no idea how they got the display cases open. Luckily, Inigo is still too weak to draw lightning, and thunder is too heavy for them to wield. Can you imagine if either of them had discharged in the house? We locked the weapons away in a safer place. We have to keep an eye on those boys. Entry 9. Sadness and excitement today. Riverhold lost 3 people to a large group of migrating giant spiders. Leah and I knew we were the only ones capable of helping, so we strapped on our weapons and exterminated the beasts. To be honest, the boys did most of the work. They were eager to test their weapons on live targets, and I must say, they did fantastically well. The villagers hid in their homes. Leah and I dispatched about 10 of the beasts, and then we watched as Inigo and Fergus took care of the rest. They fought efficiently and with amazing zeal. Fergus became a quiet whirlwind of deadly steel as Inigo expertly loosed a storm of arrows and insults. That boy would joke on the gallows. They are young men now, and they are already talking about leaving Riverhold to seek their fortune. I would rather my children sought a more sedentary occupation, but they clearly wish to use their skill to help others who are less able. I'm confident that as long as they have each other, they will be safe. Seems one of the images wasn't able to work. Entry 10. Our little boys are now men. It feels like only yesterday that they were just fuzzy little bundles. Leah and I have agreed to let them travel the land in search of their fortune. They leave behind two extremely proud parents. We are gifting them our most prized weapon. Inigo will take lightning, Leah's bow. Fergus will take thunder, my sword. May they protect our children and strike fear into the hearts of all who shall oppose them. Oh, okay, so the sword and bow do have a name. Interesting. I better stop writing and help them pack. Dearest Fergus and Inigo, come back safe and happy. I miss you already. Entry 11. They are gone. Our boys, our sons, our greatest achievements. Leah and I are already growing restless, rattling around this empty house. Everything is the same, but everything has changed. They will return in a few years, and I cannot wait to see the men they will surely have become. Until that day, we'll have to keep the fire stoked and their rooms ready. Entry 12. A courier has brought us news from our boys today. Oh, it's been over a year since they last sent word. They are well and happy. They say they have had many adventures, and they are now heading to Cyrodiil. They have caught the traveling bug and want to see as much of Tamriel as they can before coming home. I'm so glad they're all right. The letter has put us in a fantastic mood. Leah and I went to the inn and had a few drinks. We spent most of the night toasting our boys repeatedly. They are happy, they are safe, and they are together. All is well. Entry 13. We haven't heard from the boys in a long time, but I'm sure they are okay. There is a lot of world out there for them to explore. Let them have their fill of it before returning. They are not the only ones who will feel the call of the road. Leah and I are growing tired of our inactive lifestyle. Perhaps we can go on a little trip of our own. Something with a bit of risk and adventure. It has been far too long. Entry 14. Adventure has found us. I can't wait to hit the road again. A traveling caravan has passed through the town today, and they are looking for guards. It's perfect. A bit of travel, a bit of adventure, and who knows, we may bump into Fergus and Inigo. We join the group tomorrow. Leah is choosing her armor at the moment. I think she will need to take a light and heavy set. Sounds like we could be passing through bandit territory. Nothing we can't handle, I'm sure. Leah is calling me. I had better get my things together. And that's the end of the journal. Leah and Da Vinci. Oh, man, I feel so bad about what happened to them after the fact. Hold on one sec. My throat's kind of sore after that. Okay. Finally, In Search of a Champion 1 and In Search of a Champion 2. That was 2. I don't want that. By Langley Longseer. In Search of a Champion, Volume 1 by Langley Longseer. Dreams. Ever since I was a child, I've had the gift of foresight. At the age of 6, I awoke from a dream in which I saw our cattle being slaughtered by a group of monstrous beasts, all slashing claws and ripping teeth. I could smell the thick, metallic stench of blood as I awoke screaming. My father led me outside to prove that our livestock was safe. They were all there at the bottom of the field, alive and well. We went back indoors. I was fussed over, reassured, and then tucked back into bed. Okay. Early one morning, about a week later, my father found our whole herd slaughtered. They had been killed by a pack of giant wolves. The entire field was red with the cow's blood. I soon learned to listen to my dreams, and for many years my gift has served me well. Specifics are often frustratingly hazy, but if I have a vision, it almost always comes to pass. Unless I somehow intervene. I've had countless visions over the years, but there is one that has outlasted all the rest. Since I was a young man, My sleep has been plagued by a persistent nightmarish apparition. I have named this being the Doomstrider because in my dreams it brings anguish, grief, and pain wherever it walks. I have decided to dedicate my life to finding the one person in my dreams tell me can vanquish this great evil. The Doomstrider. In my dreams, a hateful, shadowy figure strides through our lands, casting all asunder. I see Tamriel transformed into a tortured ruin. I see thousands of innocent lives destroyed. I hear screams of agony, the weeping of children, and the hopeless prey to gods that can no longer intervene. This is not a mere nightmare, it is a vision. How long do we have before this thing, this agent of annihilation appears? I know not. All I know is that there is one who can help us. There is still hope. I'm guessing that is supposed to be like a picture of Inigo. Hold on one second, I'm feeling kind of lightheaded and I don't know why. Give me a split second. The champion. In my dreams, I see a champion unlike any other. A Khajiit that should not be. He escaped death in his first year, and has been successfully eluding it ever since. He is a bold and fierce, but also kind and loyal. Like all Khajiit, his appearance is decided by the moons at his birth. But he is the product of an extremely rare celestial alignment. The heavens have gifted him with bluish fur, great strength, sharp eyes, and according to my visions, the power to destroy the Doomstrider. I must find the champion before it is too late. Progress. The dreams are more frequent than ever, but I think I am making progress. I procured a traveler's journal that may describe our champion's place at birth. In the Khajiit homeland, there is a tiny village, completely cut off from the modern world. The birth of a blue Khajiit is significant in their folklore. Every 200 years or so, a child is born whose fur turns blue a few weeks after birth. The appearance of a blue baby is seen as a bad moon omen, and these bloodthirsty zealots sacrifice the infant as soon as they get their first blue hair. Guessing that's, I think the big one's Master and the little one's Secunda. I can only assume that the champion in my vision somehow escaped his fate. Maybe he was smuggled away by a family member. I'll travel to elsewhere and visit every settlement in the vicinity of the village. Maybe I'll get lucky. Our hero has a name, Inigo. His name is Inigo. After many months of travel, my search has led me to the town of Riverhold. Apparently, there was a blue Khajiit here, but he since left to seek his fortune years ago. He and his brother were abandoned at the orphanage and later adopted by a local couple. This all happened a long time ago. Inigo and his brother are likely grown men by now. Alas, his parents recently left town with a trading caravan. I must speak with them. I'll follow their trail and see if they know where the son is. From what I've heard, his foster parents are strange but pleasant people. I'm sure they'll help me if they can. Inigo's brother is called Fergus, and Inigo's mother is called Leah. Oddly, his father is an Argonian. His name is Da Vinci. A tragedy. I found the trading caravan this morning among a litter of corpses. It has been ransacked. Everyone is dead. Damned bandits! The filthy thieves paid the price, though. At least 16 of their number were killed in the attack. I wept when I found Leah and Da Vinci. They died holding hands, heads resting brow to brow. Poor Inigo and Fergus don't yet know the tragedy that has befallen them. At least they have each other. I found Da Vinci's journal by the side of the road. Its pages hold much love for his wife and sons. I will find a quiet spot, dig a grave, and lay the valued couple to rest, away from the crows and rats. May they find peace and joy in the afterlife, and may they hold hands for eternity. Guessing that was an image of the aftermath. Inigo is the one. I am certain Inigo is the champion I have dreamed of. I returned to Riverhold and passed the news about Leah da Vinci. The townsfolk were both saddened and shocked. They had no idea where Fergus and Inigo are, but word has been sent through what conduits exist in the hope that they will be found. Since returning here and telling the tale of how I discovered and buried the parents, the locals have been more forthcoming with tales of Inigo's past. It seems he and his brother were heroes in their teens. The town was overrun by a swarm of migrating giant spiders, and 3 people died. When everyone else cowered in their homes, the boys and their parents ended the rather nasty insect infestation with ease. Da Vinci's journal backs this up. People say that it was Inigo that led the charge, and that he killed 15 of the beasts by himself, laughing all the while. I can't wait to meet him. All I know is that he and Fergus were headed to Cyrodiil. Maybe I'll strike out in that direction and try my luck. Okay, that is Champion, In Search of a Champion Part 1. We need to search. Okay. In Search of a Champion, Volume 2, by Langley Longseer. Inigo and Blowaft. I just stopped in a little village on the border, that was spelled weird. On the border, and it seems that the brothers came through this way a few years ago. Inigo and Fergus are making a name for themselves. It seems that for quite some time the village had been terrorized by a giant known as Blowaft the Flatulent, for reasons you can imagine. Inigo and Fergus heard about this while renting a room for the night. Apparently, a patron heard them talking. Inigo said, "I have never seen a giant before." Then Fergus replied, "We'll deal with it tomorrow. It's late." Inigo said, "Go get your beauty rest then. I'll take care of the giant." Fergus nodded and said, "Fair enough. Yell if you need me." Then Inigo patted his brother on the shoulder and walked out. Fergus drowned his ale and went to bed. An hour passed or so, then Inigo staggered in, dragging something heavy. He was grinning ear to ear. "I've brought you a souvenir, barkeep." He heaved the giant's club onto the bar. Everyone gasped. "He's only slightly less smelly dead, so I'd bury him first thing in the morning, if I were you," said Inigo. Everyone cheered and laughed, and the innkeeper mounted the club above the bar. After a lot of negotiation, I managed to convince him to sell the thing to me. It's wonderful to have something he touched. It makes me feel closer to him somehow. He killed his first giant single-handed. Inigo and Fergus are obviously as tough as they come. Then that's a picture of... Wow, man, Inigo is very powerful. Inigo and the Witches of Glamour. I followed a lead to the town of Anvil, where I have discovered more evidence of the brothers and their daring deeds. Apparently, they passed through here a year ago and ended the lives of a group of treacherous hags that had been seducing the local men, then sacrificing them. Inigo and Fergus rescued a man from the witch's table, and he was quite happy to tell me his tale. He said that the two Khajiit men, one broad and golden, the other bluish purple and wiry, snuck into the cave where he was being held. The hags were in a hide tent at the far end of the cave, noisily preparing a beastly incantation of some sort. The golden Khajiit, Fergus I assume, crept to the far end of the tent, sword in hand. Inigo readied his bow and waited in the shadows. Fergus raised a hand to Inigo, and Inigo nodded, then loosed an arrow. It tore a hole through the tent, and there was a horrible scream from within. A witch ran out, wielding a dagger. Fergus decapitated her and called out, "Join us, ladies. You have 2 new suitors here. We are ready to take you out." There was a lot of angry yelling from within the tent, and then the witches burst out, spewing fire and ice from their hands. The poor man, strapped to a sacrificial table, watched in terror as the mighty battle began. He saw Fergus take the heads off 2 more witches, then raise his shields as a massive gout of flame erupted from the hands of a third. Inigo put an arrow through the hag's eye as his brother's shield disintegrated. Fergus tossed the melting hunk of metal away and ducked as Inigo shot a witch behind him. Apparently, the brothers fought as if they had one mind. The man said it was like watching a beautiful dance, but with more screaming and blood. The witches soon all lay dead. The brothers laughed and hugged. Damn. Oh, that's brutal. They freed the man, looted the cave, and then went on their way. After hearing this story, I ventured to the cave where it all took place and found the remains of the witches. I took their heads, yet more evidence that Inigo was indeed real, and the champion that I seek. Inigo and Browulf the Broad. I'm so close! I just received another Inigo artifact for my growing collection, the helm of a barbarian called Browulf the Broad. My continued search for Inigo and Fergus has led me north to a small unmarked settlement in the mountains of that broader Skyrim. The brothers were here 2 months ago. This Browulf character had been in charge for a year. He was fierce and mighty, and utterly insane. He and his crew enslaved the locals and forced them to dig a mine. He was convinced that the village lay on an ebony deposit. He had the men and women serve him in 1,000 horrid ways when they were not digging. They say that one day a local boy tripped while bringing Browulf a cup of mead. The brute reached out his slab-like arms and ripped the poor boy's head from his shoulders. One day, 2 Khajiit warriors came to the town. They were greeted by one of Browulf's men at the gate. On seeing Inigo's unusual coloring, the thug laughed, jeered, and pointed. Fergus drew his sword and in a blur and amputated the man's leg in a flash. "Next time you mock my brother, I'll remove your head. Do we have an understanding?" said Fergus. The man nodded, wept, and whimpered as the remains of his legs spurted blood onto the snow. Inigo stepped forward into the village. "We have heard tales of the great misery you bullies have inflicted on the rightful owners of this land," he shouted. "Run and live, or stand and die." A group of Browulf's men drew their swords, but did not advance. They obviously liked their legs. Browulf heard the commotion and stepped out of his hut. He was tall and possessed the bulky breadth of a giant. His legs and arms were like tree trunks, his chest was like a brewery barrel, and his head was the size of a cooking pot. "What's all this? Everyone get back to your work," he yelled. The locals all dropped their heads and buried away. Fergus spoke up. "I am guessing you are the reason the people scurry like mice." Browolf laughed. "Yes, and you two had better scurry back the way you came, little kitty, unless you want to work the mine with the rest." Inigo drew his bow and addressed the retreating townsfolk. "Worry not, good people. This smelly pile of dung is about to give his last order." Browolf's face turned red with rage. "Kill them!" he shouted. Fergus readied his sword and yelled, "If you have no affiliation with this brute, get indoors. We have no quarrel with you." People ran, and doors slammed. Frightened faces peered through the windows. Browolf's men advanced. There were at least 20 people, but after Inigo and Fergus made short work of the first 10, the rest fled. Browolf was furious and rushed at the brothers, wielding a massive axe. Fergus rolled out of the way, and Inigo put an arrow in the huge man's helm. Normally, this would have ended things, but Browolf was as solid as a rock, and he kept coming. Fergus slashed at the huge man's arm and leg, but made no wound that went deep enough. There were just too much bone and muscle in the way. Inigo advanced, aiming for the eyes, but the barbarian kept his head down as he fought Fergus, and he only succeeded in peppering Browolf's helm with arrows. A massive hand shot out and took Fergus's by the throat. He lifted him off the ground and squeezed. Inigo dropped his bow, drew his sword, and ran to his brother's aid. With flagging strength, Fergus drove his blade into the crook of Browolf's neck. Inigo ducked a flailing axe blow and stabbed the sword under Browolf's jaw. Suddenly, Fergus was free. Browolf dropped his axe and fell to his knee. His gigantic hands groped for the two blades that now pierced his neck. Fergus rushed toward him again and grabbed the hilt of his sword. In perfect unison, Inigo and Fergus withdrew their swords and swung them at the opposite arcs. The blades rose, winked briefly in the sunlight, then hurtled down again. They collided at the point where Browolf's massive head met his massive neck, cleaving the two asunder. The brothers fell back into the snow, panting and laughing. The villagers rejoiced. They were finally free from tyranny. Inigo and Fergus set off south from some time later. I have Browolf's helm beside me as I write this. It cost a pretty penny, but it was worth it. I continue my travels tomorrow. It looks like I'm going south. I am a murderer. I met a farmer on the road of Skingrad yesterday, and when I asked if he had seen a couple of warrior Khajiits recently, he laughed and said, "We took care of those thieving cutthroats a few days ago." Shocked, I asked him to explain. He said 2 Khajiit men had been stealing from local farms and villages for weeks. After finding their camp, the farmer and a group of his mates crept up and attacked the thieves in their sleep, using muffle scrolls they bought in town. He said they killed one, but the other got away. Doubt he'll be showing his face around here ever again. I explained that the Khajiit men I was looking for were not thieves. He said, "Ha! All Khajiit are thieves!" Distressed, I asked the farmer to show me his camp. I found Fergus dead and gore-streaked under a collapsed and torn tent. I knew it was him instantly. He looked vital, dynamic, and regal, despite the dried blood clinging to his golden fur. I have never felt such outrage, pain, and sadness. The farmer clearly saw the change come over me and stepped back. You fool! I shouted. This man was a hero, both noble and brave. He was no thief. By the gods, what have you done? The farmer took a step back. He was a filthy Khajiit, nothing more. I felt my sadness turn to anger. Tears blurred my vision as I glared at the fool. He took another step back. He was a scoundrel. And a thief, good for nothing. No use getting upset. Before I knew what I was doing, my hands had taken charge and engulfed the farmer in a torrent of fire. I watched him burn and scream as the flame left from my palms. I have never before now used my magic against such a person. I still feel sick, but Fergus deserved better than to die at the hands of these witless, racist inbreds. I would have immolated every last one of them if they had been standing there before me at that moment. Oh, poor Fergus, man. I cleared the ragged remains of the tent, and I knelt by Fergus. I held his cold, golden hand. You saved Inigo, didn't you? I whispered. Where did he go, Fergus? I dug a grave nearby and laid the brave warrior to rest. I looked around for his sword, but it was gone. Probably taken by one of his killers. There was no sign of Inigo anywhere. At least he survived the attack. I only hope his grief had not led him astray. I must find him soon. I will stay at the camp tonight and see if I'm visited by a new vision. Oh, Inigo, you are not as alone as you feel. Okay, hold on. How many pages? A little bit more. Make sure. Nothing. It has been years since I found Fergus, and I am no closer to locating Inigo. It appears as if he's dropped off the face of the earth. My visions of the Doomstrider are getting less frequent, so perhaps the death of Fergus somehow changed our destiny. I know not. I have settled back into Skyrim for now. I have paid a small group of adventurers to seek out and acquire any artifacts and information relating to Inigo. So far, none have returned. I have also employed the services of a powerful conjuration mage. He is hard at work in the Imperial City trying to create a summon spell that will hopefully teleport Inigo straight to me when we cast. The mage assures me such a spell is possible, but it will only work if the caster is a true friend of the summoned individual. I told him I am the only true friend Inigo has left. Unfortunately, the incantation will take some time to prepare. A nightmare! I had a horrific dream last night. Inigo was trapped in a vast, dark chamber. He was bleeding badly, surrounded by Draugr. He fought them off and fled up a spiral staircase. But there was someone else there. A wizard? Who wasn't quite as lucky. Where did the dream take place? It looked like Skyrim, but I can't be sure. Damn it! I need that spell. Hope. Thank the gods! Inigo is indeed still alive. My latest dream, I saw him leaving Windhelm, carrying a dragonfly in a jar. He looked tired and ragged, but he's out there somewhere. With an age to his fur, he has begun to take a rather mauve hue. Time changes us all, I suppose. When I started this book, I had a thick head of black hair. I saw Inigo save a farmer from a frost troll. The farmer thanked him and offered him gold, but Inigo ignored the gesture and plodded away. Where was he heading? My vision ended shortly after reaching a fork in the road. Did he travel towards Riften or Whiterun? I'd set out to find him immediately if the summoned spell wasn't due any day now. Blast! Swindler! The spell arrived today, and it is worthless. I have tried reading the stone 100 times, and it does not do anything. Well, not quite nothing. It vibrates gently, then slams shut. What that conjuration mage is a swindling con artist, and I want my money back. Perhaps I will keep trying nonetheless. Perhaps I can force it to work somehow. By the gods, that charlatan is going to pay. I may not know much about conjuration, but I can kick a fellow in the crotch as well as the next man. Well, guys, if you enjoyed this absolutely wonderful series so far, and you're ready for, you know what, I guess season 2, really, let me know, because I'm super hyped for this series. I can't wait to see where it goes from here. But yeah, that's really all I gotta say for right now. Later, dudes.